Alright guys, today's topic is longest lasting compliment getters. Fragrances that last a long time and garner compliments. Find out what they are coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. Yes, today we're talking about fragrances that garner compliments from the longest lasting fragrances. I've been noticing that when fragrances linger on me longer and longer and longer than usual, that's when I get really great compliments, because when the fragrances are drying down and mixing with your body, your chemistry, your own pH or whatever, and people recognize that some great smells coming off of you or projecting off of you, and it garners compliments, especially when you've heated up a little bit and then you've come to a cool place and it's blowing on you and you can smell the fragrance with the air, like the air conditioned air and things like that. Those are the times I get compliments quite a bit. And not all of these fragrances have the most biggest projection and sillage and things like that, because we're talking about longevity, but because they have great longevity, they still kind of project off of you and garner compliments. So it's a great thing. Some of these fragrances are some of my staples for compliments and also for long-lasting beast mode type fragrances, but I think you all should check these out. Some are more fresh than others, but great long-lasting freshies as well. Before I let you know the fragrances, if this is your first time tuning into this channel and you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. Let's get started. At number 20, the HARMONIST Yin Transformation. This is a freshie. It's concentrated parfum concentration, so it has major lingering power. And the cool thing about this is very fresh and clean. It's white musk with watery notes along with Orris and rose and hedione, with some citrusy touches of bergamot and floral touches of Ylang-Ylang and freesia. So it's kind of like a tropical floral, but very clean. It doesn't smell like the beach. It's more musky and also kind of aquatic, not marine, but really long lasting and great compliments with this one. So it's Yin Transformation from the house of the HARMONIST. Next, going to the house of AKRO, it's Ink. Ink is definitely a beastly dark fragrance with vetiver, lots of vetiver. For me, when I wear it, it acts kind of rubbery, leathery, and also very dark and inky, but it has great longevity. Not necessarily like the biggest projection and the cloud, but definitely garners me compliments, and it's surprising how dark the fragrance is and how much compliments I get from it. So Ink from AKRO, a wonderful smell. If you like vetiver, check that out. It really blends really beautifully with my body chemistry, and of course it garners the compliments. Moving on to the house of PROFUMUM ROMA, we have another freshie here. It's ACQUA VIVA. ACQUA VIVA has been a staple for me since the early 2010s, like 2012, 2013. It's a great lemony fragrance experience, but definitely intense and very, very long lasting. And it has the notes of lemon, cedar, cypress, and laburnum. It's got great longevity. It's fresh, it's tart, sweet, more tart sour, a little astringent, but the kind of fragrances that you would wear in the heat. And this is when the heat kind of amplifies the smell and it garners compliments. This is PROFUMUM ROMA ACQUA VIVA at number 18. This next one's a fun fragrance from the house of MANCERA. It's Holidays. Holidays is definitely a compliment getter. For me, it's got that kind of very cozy, beachy smell, but very tropical as well, and coconutty, and of course lots of tropical flowers as well. For me, there's a little saltiness and a little marine thing happening in there as well, and I think the whole combination is really cozy and it attracts people to come and ask what you're wearing and things like that. So it's definitely very inviting. If you want compliments, you have to wear those inviting kind of fragrances, or at least it gets the attention of other people, and this one definitely does. Ladies seem to like this one on me a lot. It's coconut, tiare flower, Ylang-Ylang, vanilla, sandalwood, marine notes, white musk, and bergamot. Really delicious fragrance. Holidays from the house of MANCERA at number 17. Moving on to the house of MARC-ANTOINE BARROIS, it's ENCELADE, this one right here. This is the latest release from the house of MARC-ANTOINE BARROIS, and it's definitely a compliment getter and very, very positive compliments. Once again, we have vetiver, just like Ink, but they're completely different fragrances. Ink was definitely rubbery, leathery. Here it is leathery, not rubbery like the Ink is, and also fruity, vegetal from the rhubarb note that's in here. It does also go animalic, whereas Ink didn't traditionally go like animalic, but it has kind of a very dark experience, kind of dark but not animalic. Here it's not dark, it's bright, but definitely has a kind of a, you know, animalic leathery experience, but lots of rhubarb, vetiver, Atlas cedar, Tonka beans, and sandalwood. So it's uber masculine and woody, and definitely garners compliments. Encelade from the house of MARC-ANTOINE Barrois at number 16. Moving on to the house of Louis Vuitton, it's Ombre Nomade, this one right here. This is definitely a great staple to have. It's a wonderful fragrance, long lasting, you know, from a designer, very expensive, very pricey, but definitely deserves the price. I mean, well, not to everybody, but I think it does for me because I really like the way it smells, and it's a great smelling fragrance. Great job the perfumer did to create this. It's oud, incense, raspberry, birch, benzoin, saffron, amberwood, geranium, and rose. The rose is very, very minute in this, very light. That's why I always layer it with Les Sables Roses. And if you layer it with Les Sables Roses, it's going to be even more amplified, and I think the combination is really great. But here it's less rose, a little fruity raspberry, lots of oud, incense, some sweetness, and woods and amber. So Ombre Nomade from the house of Louis Vuitton at number 15. Guerlain's Bois Mysterio is definitely a great compliment getter for me, but more in the dry down, definitely towards the end of the life of this fragrance, because it dries down to kind of a resinous, leathery experience, but mixed with my own body, and of course in the heat, or if there's any heat with the situation where your body temperature heats up a little bit, the fragrance, you know, the oils start amplifying off of you. But it's a great and very, very sexy fragrance. It's a myrrh, leather, cedar, cumin, bay laurel, patchouli, neroli, jasmine. Fantastic fragrance, smells fantastic, lasts a long time. It's a little beastly, and definitely garners compliments. So it's Guerlain's Bois Mysterio at number 14. At number 13, it's Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. Did you guys catch my Tom Ford price hike video recently? Definitely spoke about this one in that video. Jacked up prices from Tom Ford, but I still have this bottle here. So Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille is delicious. It's really great, and it's also a very long-lasting fragrance, and I think it's the notes that are in here. The vanilla is really strong, and the tobacco, the ashy dirtiness is really, really strong here. And then the spices are also very, very strong with the cacao and the dried fruits, and the woods all together makes for a very delicious experience. It's a holiday staple for me. Definitely wear it around the holidays because it smells like the holidays, and it definitely garners compliments. So Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille at number 13. Moving on to the house of MANCERA, this is For Your Love. I'm a big supporter of For Your Love, and I wear it quite a bit. Look at this. This is from 2019. I do have another bottle because I love this stuff so much. I bought it in Spain in 2019 and I've been obsessed with it. It's kind of a different take on Baccarat Rouge. It's also a little minimalistic compared to Baccarat Rouge, at least when you're talking about the X-ray version of Baccarat Rouge. This is very musky and also kind of ambroxany because it has cachalots. It's a Firmenich proprietary ingredient, but there's also lots of musk here with exaltone. There's raspberry, benzoin, and patchouli. The combination is super sexy, and in the heat this one comes alive, and people ask me what I'm wearing because it's really, really sexy and kind of musky, a little amber woody kind of, and then that thrown in that light raspberry fruitiness and sweetness from the benzoin. It's delicious. So it's MANCERA For Your Love at number 12. At number 11, it's Frank Boclet's Cocaine. This is uber intense and also a little tropical, lots of tuberose here. The tuberose is white flowered to the max. It's delicious in this one. It's got a little oily. It's got the manoi in here. There's lily. You can totally smell the lily with caramel, tobacco, vanilla, orchid, patchouli, red berries. There's definitely a little bit of a berry-like quality in here, but it's a white floral overdose with kind of a light beachiness, and then of course the patchouli and the red berries. Delicious fragrance. Great compliments with this one. It's Frank Boclet's Cocaine. Moving on to the house of Montal, it's Intense Cafe, this one right here. This has been a compliment getter for me for a long, long time. So many ladies stop me and ask me what I'm wearing when I'm wearing this particular one. It's just it attracts the ladies. They love the way it smells. And it's the kind of fragrance that sticks on me and lingers and lingers. It's kind of like sticky, ambery, syrupy. Those are the fragrances that I like because I have dry skin and they stick on me and they stay there. And you know, just a little body heat, it amplifies the smell and it just garners compliments, especially when I'm walking in the streets here and the ladies are kind of walking behind me, kind of a thing. But Intense Cafe is rose, vanilla, coffee, musk, floral notes, and amber. Definitely that syrupiness is here. It's kind of like a rose latte with a hint of coffee. The coffee is very light in this one. It also has vanilla, there's musk and floral notes. Really delicious stuff. It's Intense Cafe from the house of Montal at number 10. I'm very surprised at how great the compliments are for this particular fragrance. I took this one on my trip to Europe, and I wore it even to the airport on the airplane, and many people asked me what I'm wearing, and they actually wanted to get the name. But it really does, even on the trip, and when I was wearing it on the trip, people were asking me what I'm wearing. Not only is it beastly, it's one of the beastliest fragrances that I put my nose on, and I don't think this one has a lot of fans. I'm actually really in love with it. It's Maison Crivelli's Patchouli Magnetic. A lot of people seem to like the Hibiscus Mahajad. That one doesn't do it for me as much as this one does. I'm a patchouli lover, and this one, people ask me what I'm wearing because it just lingers and lingers and lingers. It's an extrait de parfum concentration. It's really, really intense, uber intense, with lots of gardenia. There's frangipani, there's patchouli, sandalwood, benzoin, and vanilla. So the combination is kind of creamy, floral, tropical, earthy, woody, patchouli. Really, really great. It's very, very creamy. The creaminess is definitely there. It totally stands out. It's Patchouli Magnetic from the house of Maison Crivelli at number 9. Are you a fan of that one? I don't know. A lot of people are not reacting very positively to that fragrance, and they seem to be reacting very positively to his other fragrance, Hibiscus Mahajad. This does it for me. The other one doesn't. Anyway, noses are different. Moving on to the house of Frederic Malle, it's Portrait of a Lady at number 8. And this has been a compliment getter for me for a long, long time. It just attracts the smells. It's a beastly fragrance for one, and it's a combination of intoxicating notes. The rose, the patchouli, the incense, the cloves, the raspberry, sandalwood, musk. It's really, really a delicious combination of notes to create for an intoxicating fragrance wearing experience, and very, very long lasting with the most amazing projection and sillage, and that's the reason why it garners so many compliments. So Frederic Malle's Portrait of a Lady at number 8. At number 7, it is Tiziana Terenzi's Ursa. And Ursa is another one that really garners me great compliments, and it smells fantastic. It's patchouli with dried fruits, a little rummy booziness, and then of course there's resins, tobacco, and leather in this one. I've heard from people that the leather is a little too much and too animalic for them. I'm fine with it. I get it. It definitely has a kind of animalic, leathery quality to it, but man, it's super sexy, especially on me and in the heat. The heat just amplifies and sweetens up the fragrance, the rum, the vanilla, the fruits, the dried fruits together. Heavenly. Anyway, Ursa at number 7, a great compliment getter for me. Going to the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian, so at number 6 it's Baccarat Rouge 540 in the Extrait de Parfum concentration. This is just definitely a really great compliment getter and very recognizable smell now, and it's been cloned so much, but it's absolutely a delicious fragrance, one that I did not care for when I first smelled it. Go figure, I love it now. It's saffron, ambroxan, ambergris, jasmine, cedar, almonds, musk. It's super sexy. I love it. Really, really long lasting, great projection, great trail sillage, things like that. Oh my god, I love it. And people stop me and ask me what I'm wearing because they love the way this smells. So it's Baccarat Rouge 540 in the Extrait de Parfum concentration at number 6. And then at number 5, it's Hachivat from the house of Nishane. Yeah, this one also really great compliment getter, and also very, very beastly and very, very long lasting. It's intense, it's uber intense, and it has great lingering power, and because of this, people ask me what I'm wearing. And I think it's not, the compliments don't come in right away, although they do in some cases, but with this one, it's so strong. It comes in the dry down, in the part when I'm you know, the fragrance is completely dried and it's kind of blended with my own body, and you know, kind of project off of me, and then that's what I get then. But this is pineapple, oak moss, grapefruit, bergamot with woods, cedar, patchouli, and jasmine. It's kind of a tart, fruity experience with the pineapple and the grapefruit. The grapefruit has this kind of bitter zing spiciness to it, and then the fruitiness kind of appears from the pineapple, of course, as I said. There's also kind of sharp woods in this, and then the patchouli and the oak moss together creates for a wonderful wearing experience. So Hachivat at number 5. The next fragrance at number 4, it's Thomas DeMonico's Raw Gold, another one that I can't believe gets me compliments. This is another one I took on the trip and wore a ton of. it smells really, really great, and in the heat it's really great as well. I know some of you might not be able to do this one in the heat. It also can be a little barnyardy, a little animalic. Thankfully it's the right amount. For me it's really, really great, and then really, really great compliment getter. And then of course it's beastly, very, very long lasting, great trail in the sillage as well. It's chock full of opopanax, patchouli, honey, suede leather, tonka beans, coffee, civet, and liqueur. So it's got the booziness, it's got the animalic qualities, but it also has the honey and the patchouli together. It's really, really delicious. So it's Thomas DeMonico Raw Gold. Wonderful, wonderful fragrance. At number 3, going to the House of Javoy, it's Psychedelic. This is definitely a long time compliment getter for me. It's the patchouli that does it. People are intoxicated with it. I'm intoxicated with it. It smells fantastic. It has a great, great trail, and the projection is also amazing with this one. And because of these things and the longevity, people always stop me and ask me what I'm wearing, because the combination of the sweetness from the amber, vanilla, and the laburnum, and also the earthy, really, really intense patchouli in here creates a chocolate cakiness, and then throw in some rose, geranium, and musk together. It's to die for fragrance. Javoy Psychedelic at number 3. At number 2, it is Fragrance du Bois Parisian. Yeah, this one also really, really does. And this is also very, very beastly and very, very long lasting. It's oud, incense, cardamom, rose, oak moss, laburnum, sandalwood, grapefruit, and leather. The combination is just uber intense, lots of oud and rose. The combination is magic, the oud and rose together. But they've thrown in the incense here for that smoke. They've thrown in the spice, the aromaticness, and then of course the ambery touches. Really, really great. And I can't believe it. I only have to spray 2 sprays of this one and it lingers on forever. And that's when I get the compliments, you know. Just a great, great combination with my body chemistry. Fragrance du Bois Parisian at number 2. And at number 1, it's Xerjoff's Accento Overdose. For a great ambery, green, floral, fruity experience. Very unique combination of notes, and really does garner me great, great compliments. And it has great lingering power and longevity. It features notes of green notes, fruits, pine, eucalyptus, jasmine, lily of the valley, rose, and balsams. This is seems like it was going to be a very, very intense fragrance, which it is. And you couldn't wear it in the summertime, but in the heat, this stuff really comes alive. There's a freshness about it, but a density about it as well. So it's got this density which has got legs. It lingers and lingers and lingers, and it even, you know, amplifies in the heat, and it smells fantastic. Lots of compliments with this one. So Xerjoff's Accento Overdose at number 1. And there you have it. That's the list of the compliment getters with the longest lasting fragrances. So what are your thoughts on these fragrances? Have you experienced these fragrances? Do you enjoy them, or are you not fans of these ones? And if you have a favorite fragrance that has great lingering power, long lasting, and then also garners you compliments, do let me know. Put a comment down so I can find out. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please like this video, please share it, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. I got a couple of bonus fragrances for you. I haven't received too many compliments on these 2 fragrances. That's why I'm featuring them as bonus options. This is Electimus London's Trajan or Trajan, and this one kind of is a Baccarat Rouge combo of citruses, lots of them. So it's got saffron, blood orange, ambergris, mandarin orange, lavender, sage, oak moss, cedar, lemons, bergamot. Lots of citruses here, but if you like the idea of something like Baccarat Rouge, that ambrox and ambergris combo with citruses galore and some spice, definitely check out Trajan or Trajan from the House of Electimus London. Smells great, and it's a great citrusy take on a Baccarat Rouge experience. And this final bonus fragrance is MANCERA's Cedar Boisé. A beautiful fragrance, definitely garners lots of compliments, and it's a combination of citruses with the fruity notes of black currant, with spices, leather, oud, white musk, oak moss, ambergris, jasmine, and sandalwood. I haven't worn it around too many people yet to garner compliments. I've received a couple here and there at the grocery store, and while I'm heading somewhere on the streets here in San Francisco. but I want to put it to use further around people to see. I know MANCERA Cedar Boise garners lots of compliments, but I am preferring the Intense Cedar Boise more lately because it's got a little more robustness and a little more density and a little woodier experience with some warm spices rather than cold spices in the original. So Intense Cedar Boise is just a bonus option for you guys. Check it out. I think it does attract people. They like the smell, and it definitely garners compliments. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in today. Have a good one, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.